Hey, Kelly, you're out on a Friday night, you're going out with some friends, or Saturday night, and you order a drink. What might you be inclined to order? Okay. Give me something more to work with. A what? A cosmopolitan. See, I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum because when I go out with some friends, I tend to drink either coffee or a Coke, something with caffeine, because I like to get cranked up in a little while. It's not too clever conversation. Boost the music a little bit. That I turned for stimulation. I think champagne is overrated. I like my women caffeinated. I must admit I love to flirt. That is a great color for you. You're white, right? But only if the chick's alert. So when it's time to make the scene, I pledge allegiance to caffeine. Do you come here often? This is so sleazy, isn't it? What kind of music do you like? Not this? Hey, look, I'm not crazy about it, but I know it by heart, so we're stuck. But when it's time to make the scene, I pledge allegiance to caffeine. Thank you. Well, that's me working the crowd. Mostly, lately when I've been performing, it's been for some cause. I do a lot of benefits. Last week I did a benefit for the survivors of a benefit I had done the week before. And that is a good feeling, to give something back. But I lend my name to some good causes, animal rights. Anybody involved with that cause? Yep. What's your favorite animal? Christiana? What's that?
My dog, Jake.
Your dog, Jake. That's a very specific cause. But I'm there for you, you know that. Yeah. I work with the horses, and I work in the area of sexual harassment. It sounds crazy, but hear me out. Our feeling is that when a horse says neigh, that's exactly what he means. Years ago, I did a benefit at the United Nations. I got to meet the Secretary General at the time, Mr. Boutros Boutros-Ghali, and his lovely wife, Beatrice Boutros. I had the couscous, so, but he's a nice guy. He is not a humorless man, but he hates it when you go, hello, boo-boo. Young polar bear comes home from school, true story. And he says, Mother, am I really a polar bear? She says, of course you're a polar bear. Now go to bed. He comes home the next day. He says, Dad, are you and Mom really polar bears? The father says, what are you talking about? Good night. This goes on for weeks, for months. Were your parents polar bears? Were their parents polar bears? Am I, in fact, a purebred polar bear? The father finally says, enough. Why do you keep asking us these questions? He says, because I am fucking freezing. No matter where I am, who I'm talking to, they always say stand-up comedy, that has to be the toughest thing in the world to make a living. And for me, it was actually my first job, which was selling curtains at Curtain World in Westchester. And even harder than that was the day that the boss told me, it's curtains for you, John Katz, because I didn't know if he was firing me or telling me I had found my true calling. But I think playing a therapist has turned me into a better listener, perhaps anybody else hear that? Perhaps a better father. I'm walking my daughter to school the other day, and she sees a dead squirrel on the ground. She says, Daddy, what's wrong with the squirrel? I said, I'm not sure. And I realized in that moment, it's not so much what you say to the kids, it's picking the right moment. So I said, I don't know, but your mother has a drinking problem. I spent yesterday afternoon part of it with my nephew, who's 9 years old. He's a great kid, and I asked him if he knows about the birds and the bees. And it's very hard to talk to boys about sex, especially strange boys, because so I asked him if he knows about the birds and the bees, and he says I can only assume they fuck like people do. Dr. Katz has a son. Jonathan Katz has two beautiful kids, a couple of kids not so attractive. But no, I have two daughters. My 16-year-old she's driving, and there are kids her age who are sexually active, as well they should be, or shouldn't be, depending on your point of view. And but she asked my wife and I if she could go on the pill, and we